we can start recording. I don't know. I wish I knew everything there was to know about the universe and the restaurant at the end of the universe. I simply don't know. I don't know why. And what am I talking about? I just spent the last like 5 minutes trying to figure out why my peripheral devices, once again, are not working. Now, here's my suspicion, right? Before we even get started on this episode. My suspicion is it's the hub, right? The USB hubs. Why do they, what the hell? I mean, I've gone through USB hubs. Okay. In the last 10 years, I have gone through, I think, maybe 10 USB hubs. Why? No idea. They just boink, poof, don't work. So I directly into the computer instead of a USB hub. Does that make a difference? Well, it should. And does it? Well, I have to say 80% of the time it makes a difference. And you wanted me to say 100% because you're going directly into the computer, Terry. You're not going through a hub. What the hell? I don't know. See? Don't know. Because sometimes it doesn't work. So you can't say 100%. You plug the camera directly into the computer and it works. Sometimes it don't. Like 90% of the time it's fine. But then 10% it goes, what? The computer goes, what? So now you plug in a hub and it's a double what? Because the hub goes what? And the camera that's plugged into the hub goes what? What? I don't know what to do, it says. All right. Well, you got it working. You're looking at me and the audio is working, right? Okay. So what are we doing here? This is GoPro, bottom right-hand corner, right? Now, it's using Monoserver and GoPro and RTMP, all that protocol stuff. And what you're looking at here is our version of getting right down to the nitty-gritty on the battlefield. And you're looking at a mech and trees, right? And they're pretty close. The height of that tree, say it's 30 feet. Maybe it's 40 feet. And the height of the mech, is it also 40 feet? Yeah, it's about right. The mech is probably a little too big. Maybe by a third. Not quite. Or the trees are not big enough. But at any rate, that's the size of it. All right, so using GoPro as a, periscope view, if you will, of the game table. So ergo, when I go to turn this, you will see there is a slight delay. I've turned it once and I've turned it twice. So the RTMP has a slight delay going to the computer. What is not see how long it took that before it got moved to the mech? See how long that took? You can see it on the left screen, which is looking down. And then on the right screen is the GoPro. All right? So here's the thing. Why would you use GoPro anymore? Why? What do you mean? The droidcam is instantaneous. Right? Do you want to see how the droidcam works? Well, I can't. Because I'd have to disconnect the GoPro. And by the way, look at the GoPro's out of focus now. See? Because something's in the background. So I have to move it. See? And it's still out of focus because there's something in the background. I need to put up something in the foreground to block, like I have to move the tree. Does that make a difference? No. It's still out of focus. The GoPro is still concentrating on the further trying to capture, because of its default functionality. It's trying to capture the whole screen, not something that's a few feet or a few inches from the lens, not even in inches. It could be, 1 inch. Actually, the GoPro is about an inch and a half, and hence the reason that this is happening. So you see that delay? Now, when I continue this, and I'm going to go to the GoPro, I'll go to the droidcam. The difference is astounding. So again, we're left with the physical, technological reality that the GoPro has no value. Not true. In this particular use case, the GoPro has very, very little value, except for the fact that when the phone is utilized in the camera capturing aspect, it commits the phone to a function, and then you can't use the phone like normal. So what does that mean? Well, it kind of means get another phone, right? It kind of means get a cheap phone just for the fact that you could use a droidcam software. And then, so here's the other issue, right? We haven't yet done this. We have to try this. Take the laptop, take the phone, go outside our network to somewhere else, like in other words, Starbucks, to test. And don't connect to the Starbucks Wi-Fi, connect to the hotspot of the phone. So the phone becomes a hotspot. Okay, now that might be expensive. I don't know. Haven't done it. Don't know how long it'll last. How much time do I got? Say I run it all day. How much is that going to cost? Don't know. No idea. So if I hotspot my phone all day, and then I utilize my phone, which I think I can do at the same time, as droidcam, then wherever I am with the laptop running this OBS, what you're looking at here is that this is the PC tower. This isn't the laptop, but it could be. All right, because virtually, yeah, Windows 10 or 11, whatever it is. Okay, so there we are. So that's the test that has to be done. Take the laptop, take the phone, see if the connectivity occurs, and then the other test would be the HDMI signal from the camcorder that has that HDMI dongle and USB attached, hooked up to the laptop. Then, yes, no, that's still true. The camera is not hooked up to the laptop. The HDMI transmitter set, the transceiver set, is intended for transmitting the, that does beg the question, doesn't it? Why would I bother sending the signal of HDMI from the camera to the TV when I can send it to the computer by, oh, that's why. The computer doesn't have HDMI input. It only has HDMI output. The monitor has HDMI input. Hence, I can send from the camera to a monitor through HDMI. I cannot send from the camera to the laptop unless I use the USB functionality. So I can't send it to OBS if the camera doesn't have that functionality. So the end result is the following. Camera to laptop via USB dongle, capture, whatever it's called, and then transmit the OBS screen, HDMI out, to the TV, or in this case, the presentation projector, so that the venue that we're going to be at can project what's showing like you're seeing right now on OBS. All right. So again, we are left with the conclusion that in OBS, what you would normally see, not in this case, but in another session of OBS, you'll see the lavalier microphone more than likely, probably the media, the microphone for the webcam if we have one, which probably will. And then the Womic, I'm not sure we will be able to use the Womic network camera or the network microphone, because at the venue I would have to have access to their network, and I don't know if that's possible. So we may come down to the fact of if I have a hotspot, then yes, I would believe that that's possible. So there we are. All right. Anyway, that's a lot of tech stuff. You can see that our GoPro is still out of focus, and I can move the mech. You'll see that. And there's a couple second delay, which is actually interesting because it allows me to turn back. All right. So there he's, again, still out of focus because the GoPro is defaulting to the distance. So anyway, it's interesting, right? And that's the other point of this video, was to show the on the spot, on the ground camera, right? Like, watch when I move it. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Little Star Trek music. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. See that in the distance there? See that? The green mechs show up really good because they're on a black, or there's a dark background of the basement that's not lit up yet. So that's actually kind of cool. That's actually nice, you know. So one thing I don't have, and I will for the venue that we're going to be running the Civil War game at, is a perimeter graphic. I need to produce that. Anyway, so there's an idea of what things look like from a point of view on the ground. And you ask, wow, what can you see? Well, what can he see? He can't see, at least from where this camera position is, he cannot see any of those mechs. Because one is behind the hill on the left, and on the right, the hill is too close. And yeah, either way, the hill is in the way. So visually, we can see what the enemy or the opponent is. But imagine those hills are solid columns 1,000,000 feet high. Okay? That it would block out entirely what you're able to see. That's what you have to imagine. And the same over at that hill in the distance. Imagine it's a column from its base 1,000,000 feet high. So there's no way you can see anything there except those trees. And that's it. So from this point, the guy can't see very much. Anyway, so there we are. We'll come back with more musings about what's going on here, and maybe finish up this game and set up for a new one.